Okay, so the subject of this video is really important and it's been on my mind for a very long time, but I haven't had the chance to talk about it. So here it goes. So this video is going to talk about how our society in general has been oversexualized. So it's been oversexualized through, media, through television shows, through movies, through commercials, through magazines, through books, through everything. Even like through our friends and family and everything. So, when I watch, any television show, it's like, everything's about sex. I mean, if you don't have sex, you're not living life. I mean, so I agree, like, sex is really important in any relationship, but, like, I used to be a person who was, who always thought that love was more fundamental than sex. Like, I honestly believed that, and, sex is made out to be, this important thing in the sense that if you have really good sex, you're gonna have really good relationships. Well, I don't think that's true because I think it's all about love and respect first, and sex is also a really important part of a relationship or a marriage or anything. But I think what you see on the media really gives people complexes about, especially, people that are not experienced in sex. Like, it gives this notion, this impression that you've got to be perfect, you've got to, really turn on like a machine. You've always got to be ready. A guy's always got to be ready. He's always got to be in the mood. Well, the thing is that that's not really true. And when, you start experiencing it, you realize that it's all in your mind. If you have, if you're relaxed, if you have a good time, like, when you think about sex, it's so important that you're in the mood. And to be in the mood, you can't be under pressure to perform like all the time. You have to basically just relax and enjoy yourself. And when people talk about doing it, I think they put themselves under a lot of pressure to perform. And I think it's so important to just be in the moment, to relax. And, people diagnose themselves and they do these self quizzes and think about, these things so much. And they might think that, oh, I might have some problem related to ED or something like that, when maybe that's not even true. Or, barring, some physical illness, which probably wouldn't be the case for really young people. Young people are probably just, victims of just the performance anxiety or something like that, and not being in the moment. If you realize you've got to be in the moment, and you realize you don't have to perform every time, and and it's normal to not be in the mood, to have sex all the time, you would actually start enjoying this a lot more. And just the way it's portrayed, like, and the emphasis, and the sharing of information between friends and family, with a person, and asking them about, how was your sex and stuff. I just think it's inappropriate. And I think, I don't think sometimes, like, everyone wants to counsel and advice on sex, even if people are not experts. And I think they can give a lot of wrong advice to young couples. So it's so important that if you ever want advice, don't talk to your friends or other people that who are not experts in this area, because sometimes they tend to over exaggerate and really, really not portray the true situation. I think, they try to, make it sound like, they have, something. It just, it's rosier than, what is actually, going on in their lives. So it's so important to talk to the right people. It's so important to respect the sanctity of, your relationship. And, sex is so important. I believe that sex is so important between people, but I think communication is really important. And I think being open and being at ease. I've realized that it's all in your head. If you are in the moment and, if you're not stressed out, if you're not fatigued, if you have had proper sleep, you would probably be up for sex and you would probably, perform well. But just don't listen to other people who are not experts in this area. Don't, if you're watching a movie, if you're watching television shows, don't be influenced by what they say on these television shows, because it's all fictional and it's not really true. So you don't need to perform like a machine, and it's not like that in real life the way it's portrayed in movies and television shows on commercials. And that's why these commercials, these companies that produce such medicines, to rectify things like ED, they make so much money because they actually reach the complexes. They actually reach out to the complexes of people. They create these complexes themselves, and then they try to use, people's insecurities to actually, sell their products. So it's so important to not be influenced by these things. It's so important to just be in the moment and relaxed and not worry about frequency, worry about, where, what's going on. Try to be de-stressed, try to really enjoy yourself. And that's all I wanted to say for this video. If you guys have anything to comment or anything to say, I would really appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.